already past 30 minutes. So this is new video, part 2. President Obama knew exactly who Trump was from the beginning, and how MAGA tried to say, oh, he's just kidding about that, he's a jokester. But Obama says that everything a president says should be taken seriously, and he was right. Okay, I don't remember when when Obama said that, but I remember saying, I give example with Bojo. Okay, he shows up like someone, his hair all disheveled, and he looked like someone who can't even dress properly and making fun of things. I was like, no, this is how they got into you. I said something past videos about Boris Johnson. And the first time I came across Boris Johnson, one of those Olympics, when they were changing the flag at the end of one of those Summer Olympics. I know he's been in politics for a while, but for me, that's when I first aware of him. Okay? But let's listen. 1 minute and 24 seconds.
Watch this.
People make excuses for it. They say, well, he's not serious. He's not. Everything a president says is serious.
At first glance, the statement may appear straightforward. But in politics, nothing is said without intent.
Everything that somebody who's aspiring to office is listened to.
The real significance lies not just in the words themselves, but in when they were said and the broader political climate surrounding them.
And people make excuses for it.
Mm-hmm.
They think, well, it's funny, or it's okay as long as our side wins.
This type of rhetoric is often employed to gauge public response and quietly recalibrate political stance.
Among some men who seem to think Trump's behavior of bullying people or putting them down is somehow macho sign of strength.
For some, it may sound like reassurance. For others, it carries the weight of subtle pressure.
I'm telling you, that's not what real strength is. Never has been.
I remember when he
Real
said
strength's working hard. Real strength's carrying a heavy load without complaining.
Within a larger political strategy, not everyone will interpret this moment the same way, and those differing perceptions may shape the course of what comes next.
There was something I was thinking about. Trump got me at the beginning. First of all, like in the 90s, I remember thinking, oh, how come I never see Trump kids on the tabloid and things like that. At that time, every now and then you're hearing celebrities, actors, children in trouble. Their cues is usually, oh, they're in rehab. But I never come across Trump kids being on the tabloid. Then later on I find out is the catch for kill type of thing he probably used. The second time his thing came into my periphery, that was before he became president. It's the spat that he had with Rosie O'Donnell. At the beginning, I laugh at it, okay? I'm at fault, whatever. I didn't take it too seriously. But when he went on and on and on, and I was like, wait a second. It doesn't have to go that far. That's where I started to, my radar about Trump start going up, okay? They made excuses for you when you say you were a Muslim. They said, no, you were a Christian. They made excuses for you. What? Oh, my God. All right, so let's leave that alone. All right, where was I? 45. Okay, I need to finish and move on. Let's pause this. Oh my God, this one is long, 6 minutes and 32 seconds. I hate that. I agree with her. I hate that she's reinvigorating her career right now by finally telling the truth. So we use her to our means and drop her like a bad habit. She's evil too, but she's a getaway. All right, 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Let me see. This is not someone that I follow. Candace Owen. I think I'm thinking of the lawsuit with Macron, Macron's wife, is First Lady of France. I think First Lady of France won. I don't know what happened after that, but let's continue.
That she wants clemency to release more names. Kash Patel under oath said Trump's name appears less than 100 times in the files. We now know that's not true. Trump's name appears more times in the Epstein files than God's name appears in the book about God. Okay, by the way, this is the Trump Bible. Move over, King James. Trump's name also appears more times in the Epstein file than Harry Potter's name appears in the 7 books about Harry Potter. Lutnick says that in 2008 he went to Epstein's home, says he had a massage table in the living room, that Epstein said he got one every day, that it was the right type of massage. He and his wife decide to leave and say they'll never be in a room with him again. Howard then says, I'm sure the Epstein stuff is all on video. He was the greatest blackmailer of all time. Well, how would Howard know that? But now the files are public, and in 2012 we find out that he and his family are on Epstein Island after Epstein pled guilty to state charges. I'm from Florida. I take my family to Disney World, not to Epstein Island. There are documents in the files that dispute the president's claim that he kicked Epstein out of his club. Allegedly, the president said that he asked Epstein to leave. Supported now, that's disputed though, statements from the manager of the club. Now, Madam Attorney General, I have like 25 seconds left. So, because I'm curious, and I'd like to see, flip to the Jared Moskowitz section of the binder. I'm interested to see what staff provided on the oppo on me, and because we're in the Olympics, I'm going to give it a grade. I just want to see how good it is. So, give me your best one.
So first of all, nothing is funny about mocking the Bible and holding up a Trump Bible. That's what you did. You made a joke, and I find offensive to that. That's all I have to say.
I want it from the burn book.
Shame.
I want it from the burn book, which is the best one. What you got?
That's all she had to say to him. Shame. Shame. Shame on you for telling the truth about what we have put the public through, what we have put our supporters through, the people that believed in us, who wanted to get to the answers, who, they took us to this line because we wanted to see how power works. And instead, we're protecting people that are in the files. Howard Lutnick's practically running Trump's administration. Bibi Netanyahu, Howard Lutnick's all over the world with Jared Kushner. He's just been protecting his homies. And she's got shame on you because you did not mock the Bible in any way. That's what she's got. Yeah, she's got a little bit more too, by the way, because I guess she thought this was going to work. And I actually appreciate this next response from Pam Bondi, her perspective on it, because I think it's honest. I appreciate it because it's honest. Take a listen.
They are talking about Epstein today. This has been around since the Obama administration. This administration released over 3 million pages of documents, over 3 million, and Donald Trump signed that law to release all of those documents. He is the most transparent president in the nation's history. And none of them asked Merrick Garland over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe.
You desired squirrel!
We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
It's simply amazing. It's as amazing as Mikey McCoy, right? She's just out there like, what? Let them have cake. Like, what is wrong with you guys? Okay. We're guilty. Guilty as charged. Yeah, Epstein's trafficking. It's a whole network. Everyone at the top is kind of a monster. They've been trafficking children, harming children. There's all this Baal worship. We're referring to you guys as Goyim and increasing your taxes, making things more dangerous, stealing from you effectively. Money has gone missing. But have you checked your 401ks?
So that I may talk, squirrel!
Guys, gas is down 10 cents a gallon. Why do you care if we're harming children on islands? Why do you care so much? Are you good? That's what we should be talking about here. Gas. No, you can get petrol now, and it's like, 10 cents cheaper than it was during the Obama era. What's wrong with you guys? How How much more do you need to be distracted so that we can go on worshiping Satan? I just don't understand. Please, let's talk about the Dow. Incredible. That's where we're at right now, guys. Up is down, down is up. Like I said, we are pretty much due for a revolution. I guess the empire, it's supposed to be every 250 years before it crashes and burns. It seems like we're doing that. I recommend you pull your children out of these schools. Very clear that they are everywhere, and they are a cult of military. They are dangerous people. You don't want to deal with psychopaths that have this sort of a conscience when you're talking about harming children, that they genuinely, she does not compute why they don't care about Dow. She doesn't even compute it. She's like, what do you mean? What do I mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? Yeah, you don't want to hand your kids over to those people like that. Anyway, so much more that we will be uncovering, and always interested to see, with that same energy, are they going to continue to gaslight us about Erica Kirk? Are they going to continue to do the thing, refer to her as a widow who's never done anything wrong, some purity test? How dare you do this? How dare you destroy the empire of Turning Point USA? It's all Charlie was. It's all he was. He got up every day, and this is what he wanted to build. He was not a person outside of this. How dare you even question the very questionable things? Have you seen gas prices lately?
You know, when I listen to this, I'm thinking, what if it is me that these people are abusing? Knock on wood, never cross path with these monsters. Who will be there risking it to come and save me? This is what some of these people need to think about. Who's gonna save me from these monsters? But they want you to just forget about it, and these men are not willing to change. They are not willing to change. They want to continue with their barbaric behaviors, abuse people as they please. Kids are suffering, women are suffering. But don't worry about it. Just worry about the money and things like that. Who's gonna save these people? The victims. Oh my God, God help us. Let's go to the next one. I probably need to stop. It's almost 6 o'clock. Those things are long. Okay, this is another video. Okay, this one is shorter. Famous actor and director Mel Gibson revealed that the global pedophile gang led by Epstein was buying children, abusing them, and then killing them to use their blood as a youth illicit, oh my God, adrenochrome. Something came to mind. When I used to pray at the beginning of my channel, specifically PYTE, when I do prayers at the end about foot soldiers. So those people, foot soldiers, who's, let's say like ICE, for instance, who's doing the dirty work for Trump administration and things like that, and grabbing kids on the street, these are foot soldiers. At that time, when I do these prayers, I didn't know it went that deep. These people were doing these type of things, but I was somewhat aware it has to be foot soldiers who's gonna carry out the act for these people. I hope their mind is open to see reality and said, wait a second, whatever hypnotism that they put them in to carry out those barbaric acts for the, I don't know, the curtain, whatever's blinding or blocking anything within their mind to see reality, the pain and suffering that they're inflicting on these people, kids, women, children, for these elite people to just sit back and watch people suffer like gladiators. They seem to enjoy to see people suffer. I hope the foot soldiers' eyes are open to say, wait a second, that's not good. I don't want to do that. Oh my God. Okay. Did I read that? Yes, I did. 22 seconds.
One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the trafficking of children. Our future is our children.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness. Go see Sound of Freedom. One of the most disturbing...
Since I've been looking into the Epstein thing, a couple of things I came across, actors who, and Princess Diana as well, who were raising awareness about this type of things. Next thing you know, accident happened. I shared this already. It's in a different language, so there's no reason for me to share it there. Alright, so there's Mel Gibson again. Attention to all. Mel Gibson has no presence on social media. He is requesting us to inform the others who support and love him for his activism. Anyone who claimed to be Gibson is a scammer on social media. Okay, I don't know anything about this. Alright, 36 seconds. Make your own judgment. And I'm
Mel Gibson here. Mel Gibson speaking from my office. It is me. I just want to say that I have no presence on social media.
Okay.
I don't have any Facebook or any domain or any website. No sites at all. So that if anyone is giving money to some of these websites that claim to be me, you're being scammed, okay? Because I don't have any presence on social media. Okay. Mel Gibson here. Mel Gibson.
It's playing again. Make your own judgment. I do not know. So I see something below here. Let's listen to this. Alright. The Netherlands lead lawyer prosecuting Bill Gates and other criminals was arrested and is currently locked away in a maximum security. Bill Gates, this person here, Ursula von der Leyen, Albert Bourla, and okay, let me just look. Let me just Google that. Did Bill Gates was arrested, I guess. Or is... No, Bill Gates has not been arrested recently. Okay, what country was that? They said the Netherlands and the Netherlands. Or maybe they're asking for him to be arrested. Thinking. No, Bill Gates has not been arrested in the Netherlands. So where is this coming from? Or did I read it? Let's listen. Oh, no. It's too long. 22 minutes and 44 seconds. No, it's too long. I'll bookmark it. There's a lot of things going on social media. So make your own judgment and do your own research. Look, I just went and Googled it and it says no. So I don't know. And this video is pretty long. So I'll probably have to listen to it separately. Let's pause. All right. Oops. Norway just did what the rest of the world want. Former Prime Minister Jone was taken into custody today after losing immunity over Epstein ties. First real detention linked to this scandal. Accountability isn't impossible. It's just been avoided by our official here in USA. I mean, use your common sense. You have someone, and pretty much the majority of the elected officials that those MAGAs and Republicans put in office are on the list. Do you think they're gonna do something about it? No.
There's been a consistent, over decades, effort to shield the people exposed from arrest. So, no. I mean, there may be performative arrests.
It is up to the people to vote the right way and do something about it. But anyway, let's listen. 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Les nouvelles révélations dans l'affaire Epstein continuent d'avoir des répercussions en Europe. Ce jeudi, la police norvégienne a perquisitionné les propriétés de l'ancien Premier ministre Thorbjørn Jagland, formellement soupçonné de corruption aggravée dans le cadre de ses contacts passés avec le criminel sexuel. Une enquête a été ouverte après la publication de nouveaux documents en janvier, suggérant que le diplomate norvégien et ou sa famille avaient séjourné ou passé des vacances chez Jeffrey Epstein entre 2011 et 2018, une époque où Thorbjørn Jagland était président du comité Nobel. Les perquisitions ont été rendues possibles grâce à la levée de son immunité par le Conseil de l'Europe, où il a occupé le poste de secrétaire général de 2009 à 2019. Lors de son passage à Strasbourg, Thorbjørn Jagland a été accusé à plusieurs reprises par les médias norvégiens et internationaux d'être trop servile envers le Kremlin. Après l'invasion de la Crimée en 2014, la Russie a été soumise à des sanctions électorales, mais en 2019, le diplomate norvégien a été le fer de lance des efforts déployés pour rétablir les droits de vote de Moscou. En Norvège, plusieurs personnes sont citées dans cette affaire, dont la princesse héritière Mette-Marit, qui avait notamment emprunté une propriété appartenant à Jeffrey Epstein à Palm Beach pendant plusieurs jours en 2013.
Okay, so it's in French. I don't know. If you understand, you understand. Alright, so there's all of that. I don't know what they say. Let's go to the next one. That's what happened when you don't listen to it at first. Okay. Are you ready to hear about the shadow market? Listen to what former CIA officer Robert David Steele said before passing. It's darker than you probably can imagine. 53 seconds.
These children are not just kidnapped and in some cases bred by families as a cash crop. We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means it's easier to kill them and have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load. Again, children who have no documentation. It's not just child slavery or child sex abuse. It's also child torture because you have adrenalized blood. You have the whole blood drinking ceremony of the satanic world. And then you have ritual ceremonies and ritual murder, as well as incidental murder. The other working assumption is how long do these children survive? What I am hearing from the witnesses that I've talked to is 2 years.
Oh my God.
These children are not just kidnapped and in some cases bred by families as a cash crop. We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means it's easier to kill them.
Okay, it's playing over. This is freaking ridiculous. I'm not even gonna go in the comment. Next one. Oh my God. There's this here, 45 seconds. I can't stress this enough. Trump's new defense plan quietly create a National Guard response force for crowd control and civil unrest, deployable nationwide by April 2026. All 50 states. That's not preparation to leave office. That's preparation to suppress dissent and consolidate power. Pay attention. All right, 45 seconds.
Secretary Hegseth, sir, a memo circulating on social media details the establishment of a National Guard response force that's going to be trained in crowd control and civil unrest and deployed in all 50 states by April of 2026. Can you verify the authenticity of that memo, and do you have any more information on the operations?
I'm not going to answer particulars on something that may be in the planning process, but we definitely do have multiple layers of National Guard response forces, whether it's in each state, whether it's regionally, whether it's Title 10 active duty, whether it's Washington, D.C. We've got a lot of different ways that constitutionally and legally we can employ Title 10 and Title 32 forces, and we will do so when necessary.
Secretary Hegseth.
It's playing over. This is where foot soldiers come into play. May God open their eyes. The country had to go through that. As much as I hate it, we shall see. We have a small window of opportunity to get it right. This is my last one here. This is so powerful. This New Jersey resident breaks down in tears talking about why he's protesting against ICE. Quote, I've never protested before in my entire life, but I've watched 4th and 5th grade kids run away from her own government. I don't even want to see that again. And I'm not going to stand away and watch my neighbors run away scared. 46 seconds. I heard a noise in the background.
And if you could just tell me again why you said that you came out tonight.
So, I've never protested before in my entire life, but, sorry.
It's alright.
I watched 4th and 5th grade kids run away from our own government.
But you know what crossed my mind when I first heard this? What happened to Sandy Hook? Those 2, what grade were they? Because I remember exactly where I was when I heard that. They were what? Kindergarten? They were shot in school? Where was this guy's humanity? This is the thing that these people were trying to do. To make us, what's the term used when you are adjusted? You already know, there's a term for it. Immune to seeing dead bodies, immune to see others going through pain and suffering. Okay, so many mass shootings have had happen in the United States. Things could have been done. Everybody, including the majority of population, just turned a blind eye. Where were some people like him were? Okay, but let's continue.
I never want to see that again. And I'm not going to stand by and watch my neighbors run away scared. It's not Camden County. It's not New Jersey. It's not the United States. I love the United States. I love New Jersey. I love Camden County. I love Lindenwold too. But that's not what we are. It's not who we are. And I decided I was going to come out here and stay with you guys and be part of this, because I never want to see a child ever run away from our own government ever again. Sorry about getting emotional.
That's okay. And if you could just tell me.
No. At first, I felt him, but when I think about Sandy Hook, where those kids are no longer alive, I'm wondering, where was his humanity? And people like him, where were they? This is every time things happen to hurt certain group, it's 1 inch closer to those devils to get the rest of the country immune to those type of behavior. If we had put a stop during, at least, I remember in one of my videos, while I was recording, I went to search the first mass shooting. The first thing that came to mind was Columbine, but there was one before. What's the college where the gunman stood at a tower and shooting at the university student? That was that. I think somewhere in Texas. But for me, I'm thinking of Columbine. If at least by Columbine they put a stop to it, maybe we'll not be so used to seeing mass shooting. And then after that, we're seeing other kind of mass shooting keep on happening. Different families are hurting. The government didn't do anything. President Obama felt the pain of the Sandy Hook massacre that happened. Congress did not want to do anything about it. At least President Obama wanted to do something. But as you can see, many of those people who are in Congress and office are part of the Epstein file. So these people love barbaric behavior. So that the country needs to go through a full cleansing. God needs to do something to open people's eyes, to see people for who they actually are. Because this is too much. Not those kids who's running away from whoever, at least they are able to run away. Even though I'm not saying it's good, they should not be in that position at all. But where were the adults to put a stop to all of this? Many people went on November 5th to vote 2024. They saw what this guy was about, but they still went and put him in office and give him all sort of powers. Not only did they give him the presidency, they also gave him the Senate, the House, and then you have the MAGAs as the Supreme Court. Where were these parents? Those people who voted for him? They have a long... I hope their conscience eat them alive. That's all. Their conscience eat them alive because they refused to see reality. All right, but that's that. I hope we do change course, and I hope more Americans see what's happening and put a stop to it. Those foot soldiers, the people who's on reserve, things like that. I hope they see the things that the government is making them do to turn against their own neighbors, the citizen, to say, no, I'm not going to do that. All right. And I did look at it at one point. Can the military not follow orders or something like that? One of the questions that I asked Google, because I was thinking of my head on top of my head, and I was like, I think if it's illegal, they cannot follow. If they choose not to do it, they can, they have the right to not follow it. So this is the question I asked Google. Can military not follow illegal orders? All right. So that's from Military Law Task Force. That's an organization. Yes, all members of the military have the right and in some cases have the duty to refuse illegal orders. Your oath is to the Constitution. Okay? So let's hope many of these soldiers know their right and do the right thing, because not only will they destroy their own country, where will they go after that? They will be subjected to these barbaric people's rule of law when they're no longer active. So you're gonna put yourself in that same under regime to be subjected to. this is the thing I hope these people understand. Anyway, I'm done. This video is gonna have 2 parts. All right, so where's the thing? Yeah, please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so now it's back to $113.77, and before you know it, it's gonna go back to whatever YouTube decided to be. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.